Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. This week, we're thrilled to welcome back to the program WDSU's Sharief Ishaq. He joins us on the Gems Firearms Hotline. Sharief, we missed you last week. How are you?
Well, getting Fletcher is much better because if you ask him one question, he can probably knock out an entire segment because he won't stop talking. I'm not that type of person. I don't talk a lot. I know.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, Fletcher does talk a lot. I talk a lot. I sit here 2 hours a day and yap. But you talk plenty as well, and we appreciate it. So, look, let's start with the Saints before we get to LSU and Tulane as well. I know they're still out there in OTAs. Has there been anything of note for you all? I know the Saints media circle never really stops. It goes 12 months out of the year. Anything to really glean from OTAs or pretty boring stuff thus far?
It's okay. I mean, you'd always look at which veterans show up and don't show up. And this week, Demario Davis showed up. This is, he wasn't there last week. No Tyrann Matthews, no Taysom Hill, still no Marshawn Lattimore, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Ryan Ramczyk. But, I mean, that's as expected. Some of these veterans may not even show up for these OTAs. We want to see, what they look like in a few weeks when they have mandatory minicamp. But in a practice like today, I mean, balls will drop. Dennis Allen was not happy how many balls hit the grass today and the turf. They were inside today for most of the practice because of the lightning they had here off Airline Drive. Also, everybody was wondering about the John Gruden coming in for the week last week. Dennis Allen says he didn't think it was a big deal, and he asked everybody if it was okay, and they brought him in. It's not like they're hiring him as a coach, but it makes sense to bring him in because of the connection that he had with Derek Carr from 18 to 21 to help, familiarize themselves with that type of offense. But that's all it's been so far. I mean, Rashid Shaheed, he continues, his stock continues to rise and rise quickly, and he continues to show that he has a chance to have a breakout season this year. But that's about it. I mean, OTAs aren't really that sexy, Hunt. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, it's voluntary. It's not supposed to be the sexiest of practices.
Well, you mentioned Mario Davis being at OTAs. When you look at the Saints defense and you look at Demario Davis and Cam Jordan, certainly in their prime, they were all pro type players. What are they now? Are they still that level?
I wouldn't say that they're at their prime, but man, when you get to that age, it declines a little bit. You can see it statistically, but at least they're on the field playing. Their motor never stops, but each of their motors just never stop. I don't understand how they play at such a high level. Now the stats may not show; they do a lot of things that doesn't show in the stat book, but they still playing super hard and super at a high level at that age. After all those games, that's amazing to me. I find it very encouraging for the defense. Now, if something were to happen, somebody goes down, especially with Cam and Demario at that position at linebacker, you're wondering who's next because I feel like they're thin right now because you don't know who else is behind them. That's why.
Tell me about Trevor Penning on the other side of that scale, where those two guys are kind of on the downside of their career. Trevor Penning should theoretically take off this year as his first year as a full-time starter from a health perspective, from a potential perspective, from a starting left tackle in the NFL perspective. Where is Trevor Penning right now?
He's taking mental rips on the sideline. You can see him working off to the side in the indoor facility, just trying to get back from his foot injury, just like Cesar Ruiz. Cesar Ruiz did a little bit more this week. So the encouraging sign is you got to get him healthy first with Trevor Penning. You got to see more from him. He was getting better as the season went along, and it's unfortunate that he suffered an injury in that final game, in a game that really didn't matter at all to anything to the Saints other than getting him reps. And he was looking good. But you want to see more, huh? You want to see if he can do it, for a 17-game schedule. At least play 15 of the 17 games. And they have a lot invested in him. And I think that, this has a chance to be the season for him. He's got to show these coaches, Doug Marrone, that he is serious, that once he gets healthy, that he is ready to learn that playbook and he's ready to be a contributor for this team. And I think, in my opinion, when they drafted him last year, I was excited about it because I think that he's a mauler and he's going to continue to be a mauler.
Quarterback is the most important position we've got in this country's sporting arena. And Derek Carr's new in this situation, certainly not new to the NFL. As far as leadership goes, how verbal he is and vocal he is during practice, and what kind of a demeanor has he brought as far as leadership goes?
A great one. Anytime they're a little off with any routes, he'll go talk to the receiver, or he'll talk to Ronald Curry, Pete Carmichael, and make sure they get everything right. If something wasn't right, he wants to fix it. That's something you need from a quarterback, a vocal quarterback, and the receivers love that. And he'll tell receivers, hey, you get open, I'll make sure that ball gets there to you. Just catch the ball. You saw it last week, and you see it this week with some of the contested catches, whether it's Rashid Shaheed or Chris Olave. And you're starting to see a really good connection. I know it's only been 2 weeks in OTAs, but really good connection with those two receivers. But he's out there talking to the coaches. He'll talk to the quarterbacks as well to make sure they're all on the same page. And it's something we haven't seen in a while. It's something we haven't seen since the Drew Brees era, especially in the middle years of the Drew Brees era. And that's something that this team needs. They need a quarterback who's engaged and focused with all of his talent on the field to make this whole thing work.
Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.